Hello Stampers! I've got a fun project for you today. This is a fall card and I've created this fun puddle background. So I'm going to show you how to do that today, and we're going to be using two sets. We're going to be using the soft seedling set. I've gotten lots of use out of this. It's a beautiful image. You don't have to do much coloring to this to really make it pop. And then I'm using just one stamp out of the Adventurous Journey, I should say. We're going to be using this here. But if you don't have this, you may have like one from another set, or you can just make circles, draw them in. So I'm going to get going on that, and let's start with this great background. So we're going to start with a 3 3/4 by 5-inch basic white panel. You can find all the dimensions for this card down below this video. Just click show more and you'll see them down there, along with the links to the products that'll take you directly to my online store. So we're going to start by using a piece of plastic wrap. I have a piece of plastic wrap here. This is ordinary plastic wrap. I have some color on mine already because I've used it once for my original card here that I just showed you. But we're just going to ball it up. Okay, and then we're going to use Balmy Blue to start out with. And you're going to use this like you would a sponge, like you're pouncing with a sponge. So you're just going to dab it in your ink and then dab it on your cardstock. And you're going to get this Balmy Blue all over this panel. And it makes such a fun pattern. And I wanted it to look like we're seeing through the water. So I want to leave, you know, some white showing. I don't want it totally covered with Balmy Blue. So see how this leaves like white in between. It's very quick technique to do. So see, we already have our Balmy Blue all over that panel. Okay, we're going to go to our next color. We're going to go to Old Olive. And I'm just going to take, we flattened out that side pretty much with that Balmy Blue. So we're just going to unfold this and then wad it back up because we want great texture. So I'm going to start on this, and we're going to do like a wave pattern over here on the right side. So I'm coming in and then I'm going to come up. And then I'm going to come back down. And these are your trees reflecting in your puddle. And then I'm going to go back up again. See how that is? It's like a wave. All right, we're going to do this on the opposite side. So we're going to do this on the left side, and if you want to turn it around, you can. And this time we're going to do that same pattern, only where these dip in, that's where your wave will be. This is so we leave quite a bit of that blue showing in the middle. We don't want to cover all that up with our tree reflections here. So see, it makes like a snake there. Okay, so we have that done with Old Olive. Next we're going to go to Mossy Meadow. So we're getting darker yet with our green. I'm going to unfold this and re-wad it up. And I'm just going to add some of this on that Old Olive. I don't want to cover it up. I'm just adding to. There we go. And then I'll flip it around and do it on this side. So you want some of that Old Olive definitely showing in this. So be careful not to wipe that out. All right, we're done with our plastic wrap. We can pitch that. And that was Mossy Meadow that we just used. Now we're going to stamp our little swirl here for our puddle. These are like our raindrops. And I'm going to use Mossy Meadow for this. So we're going to stamp these, and you can overlap a few of them. You don't want to get too carried away. Remember, these are like raindrops, so they're random. So be careful not to make any type of pattern. I think that's good. Maybe just one there. Okay, so there is that, and that was done with Mossy Meadow. Now we're going to take a white gel pen, and we're going to make a circle in between each of these circles, and then one on the outside of each of them. So I'm going to start in the middle and make a circle, another circle, another circle. It's really going to show up in these darker green areas. Now once you get in here, it doesn't hardly show up at all, but I go ahead and put it in because when we stamp over it with our leaf, you may be able to see it. So we're just going to keep adding those circles, and when you overlap, just overlap them. And these are just your raindrops. They don't have to be perfect circles. Mine are not, definitely not. You can take more time if you want to on yours, but I'm just going to go for it here. And if you don't have like that stamp that we used for the circles, just draw some in. There's 4. Just, you know, make a small circle and then get larger and larger and larger. And it might even look better drawn in because then you can make different size drops. Okay, about done here. I think I have them all. Yeah. All right, so now for our leaves. We're going to add our leaves in here, and we're going to stamp them in Early Espresso. I love how this leaf does. You can stamp it in a dark color, and then you color over the whole thing with whatever color Stampin' Right marker, not Stampin' Right, but Stampin' Blend marker that you want. And I used pumpkin pie for mine, and look how it turned out. So you could use red or whatever, but you want a nice dark color to begin with. And that gives you all your shadows in the image. All right. So I kind of want this front and center here. So I'm going to have it kind of down on my cardstock a bit. Okay, so there is the whole leaf. And then I want to stamp some partial ones in here because this is a puddle, so it'll probably have more than one leaf. And maybe a tad there. And that was all Early Espresso. Now we're going to go to coloring, and I have a dark pumpkin pie Stampin' Blend marker here. I'm just going to use the brush end, and I'm going to color my leaf in. And I color over the dark area also, just so it takes on some of that tone of that orange. it's quick. I mean, you don't have to get every point, just color over the major large areas. And when you do that, you'll see that white gel pen takes on an orange color where they're at. So that helps with that reflection look. Okay, so there are my leaves all colored in. That was with dark pumpkin pie, and I have dark so saffron here. And I'm just going to go over these little seeds. We called these whirligigs when we were growing up. I'm not sure what the correct name for them are, but they'll always forever be whirligigs in my book. So there is our background, and that was so simple, and it goes by quickly, and you have it, and it's beautiful. So there's that, and then we're going to back it with a Balmy Blue panel, and this panel is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, so it's just 1/8 larger than your main panel here. So we're going to adhere this on. I'm just going to pull out my multi-purpose glue here. There we go. And then I want to just decorate this a bit. And I've pulled out my glitter washi tape. Now this comes in a 4-pack, and you get all these great colors. But I'm going to use this green. Find the start here. There we go. And I'm just going to make this a little larger than my panel is, so I can wrap it around to the back. I just want to kind of look to see if it's straight. There we go. And I just cut it, like I said, a little larger, and then I can wrap it around. And I'm going to put 2 strips of this on. I just have a little bit of a part. Whoop. There we go. Wrap it around. And that just gives you a nice sparkle to your project. So there is our washi tape on. And now I want to go ahead and I'm going to add this to our cardstock here. I have my card base, and it's Early Espresso, and it's 5.5 by 8.5. And then I folded it in half to create my quarter card. Inside I have a Balmy Blue panel just to finish it off, and it's 4 by 5.25. And then I'm just going to adhere this to the outside. You're just going to center it up. There we go. I just love this design. That just makes me happy today. I'm in a fall mood for sure. Okay, so now for our sentiment, I just have a scrap of Balmy Blue. And I'm going to use the So Grateful sentiment from the Soft Seedlings stamp set. And Early Espresso ink. Just going to give it a stamping here. There we go. And then I'm going to use the Label Me Fancy punch. And I'm just going to line this up in the window here. I'll turn this around so it's facing me. I'll line it up in the window the best I can. There we go. So that was Early Espresso on Balmy Blue. And then I want to use that Early Espresso again, the ink, and a blending brush. And I'm just going to go around the edges a bit. I just want to distress this tag just a little bit. Give it a bit of a distress. I'm just scraping it along the edge there. So there's our sentiment all done. And now I just want some filler to go behind it. So I'm going to take this bow punch. And these punches are in the annual catalog. So I'm going to take this bow punch and I'm going to punch it twice. There we go. And that was out of Early Espresso. And I'm going to take these 4 pieces that it punches out. And I'm going to flip this sentiment over. And I'm going to take some Stampin' Seal. And I'm going to kind of put 3 strips on the back of it. Just so I have Stampin' Seal on the back so that I can attach my fillers here. And I'm going to put the little one on first. And then the sprig of leaves. You don't want them sticking too far out, else you're going to be covering up all of your nice glitter ribbon there, or washi tape. So I'm going to angle this part down. There we go. So we have it coming up on the right and down on the left, and then we're going to adhere this to the back here with Stampin' Dimensionals. I can get them not to stick to my fingers. There we go. We're just popping that sentiment up here. And I'm going to put it on here. There we go. And next I just want a little bow, and I'm going to create that with linen thread. So I'm not going to cut it off the roll yet. I'm just going to go ahead and tie this. And you seem to waste less when you do that. Then I'm just going to fiddle with it a bit. I just want a small bow. There we go. Then it can be cut. And I'm going to attach this bow to my sentiment, and I'm going to use a mini glue dot for this. I like to roll my glue dot up a bit and then put it on so I don't have so much of that sticky showing. I don't want it to stick to the inside of my envelope. So I just rolled it up, and I'm just going to put it on the knot for my bow. And then I'm going to angle it on my sentiment piece here. There we go. And there you have it. Here's today's card. I hope you enjoyed this project and that you give it a try. It's a lot of fun, this background is. Thanks for joining me. Take care. Bye.